Welcome back to the show. Oh my goodness, the great events just keep on coming, and this next event is exciting because it's also a wonderful fundraiser. It's called Savour the Senses, Suds and Ciders. Try to say that 5 times fast. Marlene Quinton joining us on the show. She's the development coordinator at DeafBlind Ontario Foundation. Welcome, Marlene. Great to see you again.
It's great to be here.
How have you been? How was your summer?
It was excellent, and it's so exciting to be back in person.
Yeah, I agree.
Yes.
I agree. Well, let's talk about the foundation first of all, and tell us what role the foundation plays.
So DeafBlind Ontario Services provides like an array of services to individuals who are deaf, hard of hearing, nonverbal, and deaf-blind. So they can lead really meaningful lives out in the communities and just living their best lives.
Right.
DeafBlind Ontario Foundation raises money, they invest and support DeafBlind Ontario Services. They provide funds to them so that they can provide these additional services.
Right.
Because although some of our funding, we do get some government funding, it's not enough to cover all of the extra stuff. So we, the foundation, raise funds for things like accessibility needs, for it might be a wheelchair accessible van, or renovations to one of our residential locations for accessibility upgrades, or accessibility pieces, specialized pieces, and that kind of thing.
Oh, so you do have residential locations, so I guess they're completely outfitted then to help those that are hard of hearing and are sight impaired.
Exactly, right? Yeah, and we're all across the province, but we do have 3 locations right here in the Ottawa area, in Ottawa, Vars, and Embrun. So we do provide a whole array of services, like I said, and we really take a holistic approach, working with the individual to make sure that we're meeting them where they are, but also helping with the communication piece, because individuals who have sensory loss also have difficulty with accessibility as well as mobility and communication. So our trained professional staff work with them every day, 24/7.
Well, and I imagine there's work as well with family and caregivers. Is that part of the support?
Family, for sure, yeah. And our interveners and our specialized support team are, yep.
So you mentioned, you do get some government funding, but that's not enough, and that's why you need to put on events. You put on, I imagine, a few events every year. Let's talk about this particular event. Describe it for us.
Oh, well, if you like beer, then you're in.
All right, I'm sold already. Okay, let's wrap this up, Marlene.
The Savour the Senses event has been going for a few years. This is the first year we're doing Suds and Cider. We have done wine, whiskey chocolate, moonshine, chocolate, all kinds of really fun stuff. But this year we're focusing on the beer aspect. So we're going to really test the guests' beer IQ.
Okay.
So they're going to come and they're going to experience 4 different beers, but they're going to do it blindfolded with our little blindfolds here.
Yes.
So
that's why you brought these along.
Yeah. So things taste much differently when you can't see them, because 95% of what we learn comes from our ears and our eyes.
Yes.
So we always have a sensory aspect to all of our activities, all of our events. So this time you'll be blindfolded to taste your beer. We're working with Stray Dog Brewing, so we'll be tasting some of their beers, and we have one of their beer experts coming to the event to walk the guests through a flight of 4 beers, and so there'll be pilsners, lagers, ales. There'll be a seasonal beer as well, which is not quite out yet, I don't believe, but it's coming. I'll be there in time for our event, and so they'll do that blindfolded. So they'll get a chance to really experience, a little bit of what it's like to have a little bit of a visual impairment, because they'll have to feel things on the table and take direction of where they're going to find their beer in front of them, which one they're going to taste next, and that kind of thing. So it's usually quite fun.
Yeah.
And there'll be lots of laughter during this for sure.
Well, and I imagine the feedback must be really interesting, because I've been to some of these as well, where you're even when it comes to tasting food, and someone says, ask you what you're eating, and I remember somebody at my table saying chicken, and we were actually having pork chops, Yeah. So it really is a great example, right, for people that come to have a better understanding of what people with sensory loss go through.
Yeah, and it'll be interesting to see how many can identify the different types of beers, because like I said, when you can't see what you're drinking, it's going to affect how you taste it as well.
Yeah,
So
for sure.
that'll be a really fun aspect. Then we're going to have a fabulous dinner, of course, and the dessert is going to be the cider portion.
Okay.
So we have a beautiful cider. It's very effervescent. It's crisp. It's a drier cider, and we have it matched or paired with a delicious dessert. Our caterer is providing.
Nice.
So we're pretty excited about that. They won't have to. You don't have to be blindfolded for that one.
Okay.
There's only
Okay.
one, so we won't blindfold. We'll let you taste.
And you have an auction as well, right? An online auction that's open to the general public.
It is open to the general public, and the last couple of years we've done virtual events. So
Right.
we found an online app that worked really great, and we thought, why don't we continue using that? And we can invite people who maybe would have attended our virtual events but can't be in Ottawa for this event.
Right.
The event takes place in Russell, of course, but. Anyway, so we have this online auction. It'll be open October the 12th, so people can go on our website, DeafBlindOntario.com, and they can click on the link to see what's on the auction. And there's everything from handcrafted items, fashionable bags, and so on. There'll be beer baskets, of course,
Yeah.
lots of household items and that kind of thing. And we'll have a live auction as well.
Oh,
Which
terrific.
is
Okay.
fun,
Yeah.
which is going to include some gift cards for Air Canada. So now that people are moving around a lot more, that will come in handy if you can, be the lucky recipient or
Well, yeah, and
win that.
travel restrictions are by October 1st, right? People will be able to travel a little more freely as well, so it's perfect timing. You mentioned where the online auction was located. Tickets available at the same website?
Exactly, yeah. DeafBlindOntario.com for tickets and information about the event, and it's there's lots of room, so still come on. We open till tickets are on sale till the 12th.
Okay.
Also, so you'll want to get those really soon because that deadline's coming quickly.
Excellent. Marlene, always a pleasure having you here. Thanks so much
thanks
for
for
joining
having
us
me.
again. Again, that's happening Saturday, October the 22nd in Russell. We'll be back with more right after this.